Today in our video number 36, we are going to learn another measure of central tendency, mode. What is mode? By definition, it is the most frequently occurring value or the observation around which other items of the set cluster most densely. According to A.M. Tuttle, the value which has the greatest frequency density in its immediate neighborhood is the mode. According to Croxton and Cowden, the value of a distribution around which the items tend to be most heavily concentrated. If this is the mode, then we have more number of observations clustering around it than the others. So that is the mode. In simple words, it's the most frequently occurring observation. The frequency of a value, when if it is the most, then it is called the modal value. Where is mode useful to us in our daily life? How is mode useful to us? It is used to measure tastes and preferences of people for a particular brand. How do we come to know that this brand is most popular? Because most number of people go for it. So that is the mode. For example, the shoe size or the shirt size, the color or any garment. Then the pocket expenditure of a student, the most popular candidate in an election, and so on and so forth. So this gives us the modal value. Shoe size, for example, if you go to a shoe shop and the more number of people choosing a particular number of shoe in that shop is more common, then that is the modal value. So how does a shopkeeper decide what type of, what shirt size he should keep in his shop more than the others? It is the modal value because more people go for that particular size. Similarly, any other item over here. But one thing we need to note is when each observation, that is every observation, occurs the same number of times in a series, then it is called a no modal value. If each observation is occurring the same number of times, how do you call it a mode? We don't have any mode in that series. When one item occurs the maximum number of times, when one item occurs the maximum number of times, then we have a unimodal value. Then we have one mode. When two items have the same maximum frequency, then we have a bimodal value. We will have two modes. A multimodal value is that when more than two items have the same maximum frequency. Is it just possible? We will look at it in the further example. Now if you try to plot the mode on a graph with frequency, we will find the modal value appears at this point. See, if you plot all the frequencies on a graph, then we find that mode is the most frequently, since frequency is on the y-axis, the most frequently occurring value will be on the top because this is the maximum frequency. Now, we will learn calculation of mode for individual series, discrete series, and also the continuous series. Now, mode for an individual series. It can be done by simple observation. Since individual series is the value pertaining to that particular individual and there is no frequency involved in it, we can simply look at that is by observation and find out the mode. 30, 40, 35, 40, 45, 40, 36, 25, 32, 40, 40. So this obviously tells us which is the most frequently occurring observation. 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it occurs more than any other number. So 40 is our mode. Mode is represented by the letter Z, which is equal to here 40 because it is occurring 5 times, which is most number of times when compared to the other observations. This we can also do by converting it into a discrete series. Why we are calling discrete series? Because a value is occurring more number of times. That means it has a frequency. So we can draw frequency for the given observations to find out the mode. How do we do it? Now we have here observations. If we want to write down, that is the first step we learned, that we need to write them in the ascending or the descending order. Now this is an ascending order that I have put. We have 25, then we have 30, then we have 32, then 35. So I have put them here. 25, 30, 32, 35, 36, 40 and 45 are the observations. Now let us see what is the frequency or number of times these observations occur. 25 occurs only once, and then 30 also occurs only once. Then we have 32. 32 is also occurring only once. 35 occurs only once. Then 36 occurs only once. Then 40 occurs 5 times, we just now counted. And then 45 occurs only once. So that is the discrete series that shows us that 40 occurs most number of times, and hence our mode is 40. Now for a discrete series, we can either do it by observation or the inspection method as we did just now for the individual series, and then by the grouping method. Now this is what we need to learn over here. This is new. So observation and inspection method, either you can do it by plotting frequency if you have more number of observations. If it is less number of observations, then just by observation or inspection you can find out the mode. Let's now look at the grouping method. In grouping method, we will be able to locate mode by finding out the frequency of the preceding, succeeding values. We will group them and then we will be able to find the mode. Now here we have an example wherein this discrete series, where you have the marks and also the number of students, that is the frequency is also given by just observation or inspection method. So 50 is the mark that occurs 20 times, 100 occurs 30 times, 150 15 times, 200 occurs 10 times, and 250 occurs 5 times. So just by observation we can find out that 30 is the maximum, its value is equal to 100. So mode will be equal to 100 because 100 is the most frequently occurring observation among the others. Right? Now we will learn the grouping method. So here in grouping method we have to form two tables. A tabular form, two tables we will have to form. The first one will be a grouping table in which we will be grouping the frequencies, and then the second one will be the analysis table. The grouping table will help us to form the analysis table, and the analysis table will help us to find out the mode.